All right.
Hi, Jordan. Thanks for helping my project. Could you say a little bit about yourself?
Hi. Well, my name is Jordan Caraway. I am a junior at Auburn University studying industrial and systems engineering, and I hope to be an astronaut one day.
Well, that's awesome. And it's interesting that you're studying industrial and systems engineering. I mean, I could see like needing to have such things like on the moon and in asteroids and space and things like that.
I absolutely love it, but I think I like more of the occupational safety, ergonomics, human factors side more so than the engineering. It still definitely has its place in space exploration, just as much as the engineering side. But I like the human connection part a lot more.
Could you talk a little bit about where you see yourself contributing in terms of the human connection ergonomics side? Like, what are some things that you would like to fix?
Absolutely. So I love working with and for people and solving issues. So I guess I haven't gotten a chance to work in the space industry and see, where there is that need for fix and ergonomics, but I have found that I have a really good eye for it. Just kind of in my daily life, I'll be able to really quickly point out things that are not ergonomically sound or built with humans in mind. So I think that I have that ability to contribute it moving forward in the space industry. I think I have a place within it. My time has to come.
Well, could you maybe talk about an example of something you see in everyday life that you're like, this was not designed for humans?
Something I saw that is stuck in my brain. We went to New York for a family vacation, and I learned that when planes are getting loaded with the luggage underneath, there's someone hunched over in that that cabin underneath, grabbing these heavy suitcases because the max weight is 50 pounds, and some people pay the baggage price for their baggage weighing over 50, and they're grabbing it and yanking it, and they're standing hunched over in this cabin because it's not the height of people, so they're with this horrible back posture and grabbing these incredibly heavy suitcases and stacking them all from back to front. It for a long duration of time, that cannot be sustainable, and it has to be ridiculously painful. That's something that caught my eye and has irked me ever since I saw it.
It's kind of like sailing ships or, cargo ships before they invented the container. Having to load every single little good on and off the ship instead of in big batches.
Absolutely.
So why do you want to be an astronaut?
So I went to space camp for the first time when I was in 6th grade, and I remember the exact moment that it clicked for me. We were in the IMAX theater, which has now been converted to a planetarium, and they were showing this movie about astronomy, and they flashed this image on the screen by the Hubble Space Telescope, and it's just all these little tiny swirls of color and light, and they said this image produced by Hubble, you can see over some massive number, I don't want to get the number wrong, some massive number of galaxies. And I was just in awe of that photo. And I remember that was the exact moment where I thought to myself, I don't want to be studying these from the ground. I want to be out there exploring that, seeing these things for myself. And I've stuck with it since 6th grade.
That's awesome. Yeah, I guess you must be very excited about the James Webb Telescope then.
Yes, if we can launch it on time.
Yeah, my son was just asking me this morning do you think it's going to launch before or after the 25th? And I was like, well, it's scheduled for the 22nd. I hadn't seen the latest update about slipping 2 days,
Fingers crossed.
What's your thought? Do you think it's going to launch before next year?
I'm very hopeful. And I'm trying to just stay positive. So I'm going to say yes. I'm going to speak it into existence.
I hope you're right too. I mean, it would be, and I hope it's perfect and it works and all that good stuff.
Absolutely.
So what do you think about us returning to the moon?
I am so excited about not only returning to the moon, but also sending the first woman to the moon. I think it is so important that women continue shattering these glass ceilings in space exploration, moving forward. It opens up new doors for young women who want to enter the space industry and don't see anybody who looks like them in space exploration. It's so important that we continue moving forward with women in space, but also just returning to the moon is so exciting. And the Lunar Gateway, I'm speechless because I love the Lunar Gateway with every ounce of my being. It is where I want to, hopefully it'll be operational by the time I'm around the age to become an astronaut. That is what I want to do.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like NASA's done a lot of good in terms of a kind of gender parity. I guess that's the right word for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with the first all-female spacewalk, and like I don't know if you know this, I just found this out recently, but the chief flight director is actually a woman too, Holly Ridings, and I thought that was pretty cool. And I think I'm excited too about actually having the first woman walk on the moon. I do though worry though about you know, the people's attention span in terms of space is almost like non-existent.
Yeah.
And about associating Artemis with that goal, it's almost like, you know, once in a lot of people's mind, once a woman steps on the moon, have we achieved our objective? You know, it's like, and then why go back? That type of thing. What do you think?
I think, like, it is, I agree completely. It is so difficult to keep the public excited about space if we're not moving to the next massive goal. And that's something that moving forward, like, I say we because it's not just NASA, not just current astronauts. Everyone who has a heart for space needs to do their part in sharing the excitement of space exploration and what good it can do for all of humankind.
What do you think it can do?
Space exploration is going, I fully wholeheartedly believe it's going to open new doors for us that right now we cannot even comprehend or imagine. But and right now the words are leaving me, but I know there is a massive list of everyday inventions that humans use in their daily lives that were created for or in space. And that list is continually growing, and it's going to continue to grow with the new development, new exploration, and a need for new products that don't yet exist comes into play.
And so you really see the spin-offs as being the major benefit to humans on Earth.
Absolutely.
Are there any other benefits that kind of come to your mind?
Well, I don't think that we are going to I want to think positively in terms of how we take care of our Earth, but I don't think progress is being made fast enough to fix the damage that we have done to our planet. And I don't think that life on Earth alone is going to be sustainable moving forward. And I do think eventually we are going to need to inhabit other planets. So that's something that space exploration helps with, finding out how we can live elsewhere in the universe.
Whenever you dream about that future of humanity living beyond Earth, what do you think is the most likely way that happens? Like, what's your hope put on?
Right now, I truly don't know how we would make it happen because it's so expensive. Spaceflight and travel is so expensive, and right now we're taking such small crews of people. I don't know how you would get a massive population to another planetary body. I really don't. But I have hopes that, and I have not only hopes, but I know that we are moving in the right direction to continue making that progress towards that.
What do you think about Starship?
I don't know enough about it to speak on it. I do know it took a lot of failed attempts to get it to re-land, and it was very exciting when it did and finally have a successful attempt. I don't even remember what number it was on. I know it was in the double digits. And I think it is important to continue making those bounds forward, and breaking these new, inventions. My words are leaving my mind. I am so tired. I'm so sorry. But I don't think I know enough to speak on it too much.
That's absolutely fine. I normally ask people if it's safe and affordable, would you go to space? But obviously you want to be an astronaut. That would be a silly question. But I'd ask, do you see yourself as a NASA astronaut or maybe an astronaut for like a private company?
I always say that I will be an astronaut with whoever takes me at any point in time. I think when my dream started, I always was like, I'm going to be a NASA astronaut. I saw myself in, that classic blue flight suit. But like now with the commercialization of space and so many other companies like reaching that ability to go to space, I wouldn't mind anywhere that wanted to make me an astronaut for them.
Just last Monday, not this week, but the Monday a week ago, NASA got 10 new astronaut candidates.
Yes.
Did any of them like give you inspiration for, oh, I should do this or that to improve my chances?
There was a lot of, I don't want to get the number wrong, but it was 8 of them were military, correct?
I'm not sure.
I don't remember. I remember a majority of them were military, and then a good bit of them were Navy. So for me, it kind of solidified that I am on the right path, and it's the path that I want to go to becoming an astronaut. I'm currently an Air Force ROTC cadet, and within the next month, given that it doesn't get delayed again, I will be getting eye surgery so I can compete for an Air Force pilot slot. So it's kind of helped me realize that I am taking the right path to get there, as long as I continue putting in the work and doing what I believe is right.
That's awesome. Well, I mean, the previous NASA administrator, Jim Bridenstine, he was a Navy pilot, so that seems like on the right track. I kind of envision the series of videos as being watched by people 100 years from now who grew up on Mars or in space, kind of looking back at this time, trying to understand how do we look at the future and kind of look at the opportunities and challenges, what we were thinking about. And in that context, is there anything that you think would be worth capturing and them knowing about?
Oh my gosh. What at this point in time would be cool or useful to hear 100 years forward, or even more years in advance? That is a really good question. I think it's important to know that though even like in this time, in the midst of a global pandemic and all of this political turmoil, that we are still moving forward and that we do still have hope for the future. And I hope that if we are living on another planet somewhere else, likely Mars, that we're not settling, that there is still movement forward and progress and hope for an even better future than what there is now.
Okay, always dream big.
Absolutely.
Never catch up with your dreams. I really appreciate the time, Jordan, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.
Thank you so much. Thank you for interviewing me.
I really appreciate it. Take care.
Bye.